school forecast.
In Maine right now, as the rain hits the coast and the mixed precipitation, by the time you get to northern Penobscot, Piscataquis County, and Somerset, and up into the mountains, then you're getting into that snow and sleet scenario. But it's hardly doing anything up around Caribou. We could see the precipitation spreading as snow around the Moosehead Lake region, but even a change over to sleet is not unlikely in a lot of central to northern Maine for a while. The southern tier of New York beginning to get rain along the New York State Thruway, Pennsylvania Turnpike at 80, even wetter, so the drive is kind of rough. At least the winds are calming down in that area, so you don't have to battle that. But the biggest chance for snow, northern Maine, a lot of northern New Hampshire, and even parts of Vermont, now through midnight. As we see the sun beginning to return to Atlanta and Birmingham, you've had a sunny afternoon, but anywhere in the clouds, it's been damp, it's been raw, some rain over Ohio, parts of Iowa, and then it turns to wet snow, but a nuisance snow in much of North Dakota. No big accumulation expected, if any. The rain is a cold one in Amarillo, Texas. We could see a spiral of still another southern system coming on into Texas as temperatures warm up around Dallas, 63, 34 in Bismarck. Now back to Bob.
Okay, Mike, thanks a lot. It's been raining in Seattle for a good chunk of the afternoon. That rain headed toward the San Francisco Bay Area, and it's going to be intense in the morning hours. We'll show you a picture of that satellite, an image, if you will, as we go into the satellite picture. But first, our current map shows that wet weather invading the coastline of the Northwest, and we're talking about 76-mile-per-hour gusts around Cape Blanco. That's the part of the geography here that sticks out in the ocean the most. Look at these tight isobars, those southerly winds. Now, after the frontal passage, say around midnight tonight, those winds will be tapering off, but once the colder air moves in, that strong Pacific front, snow levels will be lowering. In fact, more snow in the mountains, but high pressure giving you a beautiful day in L.A. There's that low that Mike was talking about, producing some snows in the Colorado Springs area. Denver, you're seeing some light snow right now, getting into the Clayton area of New Mexico. Here's that satellite picture. You can see the cloud cover producing the rainfall, just being shoved toward the east, and you can see it invading the Pacific Northwestern coast now. Now this system here, just to give you a little bit on the forecast, this one's due in Friday night getting into Saturday. So we've got, again, one after another coming in, and it's the heaviest rain tomorrow morning in the Bay Area. It'll start off lightly tonight, by the way, but first the Northwest. It's been doing this just about for the past several hours in Seattle, getting into Renton, Washington, down into Olympia, the Dalles getting wet, Portland, down into Astoria, Oregon. It's a wet scenario as that southerly flow pushes the Pacific moisture to the north. There's a look at the snowfall in the greater Denver area, getting down into Colorado Springs, some light snow. And again, there's that northwestern part of that twist that Mike was showing you, producing the snow around Las Vegas, New Mexico. And there it is, so be careful along I-40. You can see the precipitation on the west side here, becoming a little more spotty, but you can see that spiral. This will could produce some convection, by the way, in the greater Houston area as we go into the next 12 to 18 hours or so. So you've got to be careful there. Snows well well, 1 to 3 inches still a possibility in the highlands of Colorado and New Mexico, whereas snow's significant, at least 3 to 6 inches in the Siskiyous, the Sierra Nevada range, getting up into the Cascades of Oregon. Temperature-wise, 55 in the Bay Area. By the way, 1899 had a high of 80. That was a record for February. Just thought I'd throw that in there as an interest. It can get warm in San Francisco this time of the year. 50 in Seattle, 63 in San Diego. Here's your forecast. There's the snow and freezing rain in New England. With the wet weather, this is moving toward the northeast. Wet weather here, this is moving toward the east, tapping into the Gulf of Mexico. Moisture winds have generally been coming in from the southeast here, and we're looking at tight isobars, strong winds behind this front. Again, high wind advisories, high wind warnings along the Oregon coast now. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be a messy one along I-5, say driving in from Tacoma to Seattle. It's going to be a wet one, and in Northern California, the Bay Area looking wet. Some frozen precipitation around Des Moines tomorrow morning, and more of snows in the New England area. You can see where the precipitation will be the heaviest, significant along the northwestern coast. Tonight's lows in the 40s in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Batten down the hatches.
Now, we'll start with the B.
Now, in the east, we have rain and snow. In the west, we have rain and snow.
We'll talk about this during TravelWise after your local forecast.
Like all Americans,